Well, good evening, everyone. Caddy here again tonight as the lovely Miss Bursty. Today wearing the fabulousness robe because it's easy and I think it looks good. Uh, Bursty's coming back tonight. I know she has been on recently, but one, she was downstairs. Two, I remembered a good story worth telling that definitely involved her. Very much her. So, tonight will be the story of me going to a furry con known as Furfright in 2005. A little preface here. I was not really doing too great financially and or emotionally right about that time. I was kind of acquired a lot of credit card debt because I had a girlfriend and spent a lot of money uh, trying to woo, only to find out in the end I was mostly being kind of used. So I wasn't doing so good. Um, and So I wasn't doing too great mentally. My job was definitely not in a good situation. Um, and I had just then was in the process of moving to York, Pennsylvania for a job I was promised, which never really happened. uh, yeah, it was a good time. um, but a few friends of mine took me to Furfright, um, and I brought Bursty with me because at the time I had Bursty and some fursuits I'd made, which were definitely not as good. And if you're going to take one thing with you, take the one that looks fabulous. Um, so I went to this convention, which was currently held at a airport hotel. When I say airport hotel, I mean it's attached to the airport. The fursuit parade went through the airport to the terminal. TSA loved us. This was back before a lot of lockdowns and stuff happened. So we were still allowed to have fun. Yay, we had fun. Now, I was not really familiar with the convention space. It was a weird shaped hotel. Um, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I was just going around being in fursuit right then. And I, being a nice, happy purple kitty, saw this one really cute guy who was kind of looking a little sad. And, well, I walked up and I gave him a big hug. Little did I know, that cute man that I went and hugged was Autumn. He was actually in the process of talking to his friends about he was actually having not a good time at the convention. He was lonely. Most of his friends that were at that convention were working the convention. And I know from experience, if you're just hanging out with friends who work at a convention is boring because they're busy and you have no one that you know to hang out with. So he was discussing the fact that he was going to be leaving right then and going home. At the time, he lived in New Hampshire. It's in Connecticut. So it's not like he was going to have to fly back home or drive halfway across the country. But still, he was considering leaving. But this silly purple kitty hugging him made him decide, well, I'm going to stay a little longer. Uh, Time went on. We kept bumping into each other. It's a small convention, so it's a good chance that was going to happen. But we didn't bump into each other in the way we would expect because he had not seen Mimi. I had not seen him in fursuit yet. Now, him in fursuit found me and hugged me. I had no idea who it was, but they seemed really nice. And that made my day. And then, at some point, we met up in the Headless Lounge, and I saw him in his suit with his head off. He saw me, and we're like, you, you, you made me smile. And we both were talked a while. And we kept running each other and kept seeing each other and kept spending a lot of time together. Inadvertent, like accidentally. We weren't planning to, we just did because the other one seemed nice. They seemed worth spending time with. Go figure, we me spending time with the person that I'm married to. Um, it even came down to I was gonna be stuck going home at a different route. I was gonna go to a parade in New York on the way home with another friend, and so I was stuck there the extra day, and we were in the hotel restaurant eating breakfast. Me and one of my uh, current housemates, and this is a big dining area, and it was mostly empty. And the table next to us, the seat right behind me, on my last day there, they sat Autumn. And at that point, that's what I gave up and said, you know what? I think things are kind of meant to be. We have stuff working for us here. The world has basically turned and said, hey, you two need to at least talk a little bit more. Now, um, all in all, the convention was fine. I had a good time. I don't remember a lot of the specific details because it was an odd hotel. It was small at the time, so there wasn't a lot of stuff going on. Small dealer's room. Not a lot of places around that you could eat where it was at the time. Um, and unfortunately, at this point, that con has stopped. So even though it moved to a better location in the end, unfortunately, it did go the way. Um, though, about 3 years later after that event is the point when Autumn and I did move in together. And this was after several times getting con hotels together after that, spending countless hours online talking to each other. We spent several years getting to know each other in person at conventions, online as much as possible, before we committed to living together. So it was almost 3 years plus a couple months, and then we moved in together. And I've never wanted to let go of him since. He has been one of the most important parts of my life. Um, and as soon as it was legal to get married in Pennsylvania, as we were still living in Pennsylvania at the time, we took care of that. um, that followed up a little bonus here. That was at an Anthrocon. Um, Now at this point, it's going to be 6 years ago. As of this July, we got hitched. We took all our paperwork with us to Anthrocon, and our lovely friend Celeria did the ceremony for us. She's got the official doodlies to be allowed to perform marriages. So, yay! And she did us a good hand fasting. We got the little knot, tied our hands together. We tied the knot. Oh, okay, that was dirty and cute and sweet all at the same time. Yeah. Um. So we got married, and that's. But we've been together since 2008, and we've just never wanted to go apart again. We consider ourselves effectively married the moment he moved in, and but we officially got married on July 5th in Pittsburgh during Anthrocon, and that's life. Now we're homeowners in Indiana, Fort Wayne. We actually have a house. I went from being scared that I'd be able to afford to pay rent at the time I was at Furfright when I met him to we are now homeowners, and we're comfortable, and we both have good stable jobs, and things really look good for us. So we got our happily ever after, more or less. Um, and well, that's your story of love for tonight. I hope Bursting here was helpful in entertaining you while I gabbed at you about things that Bursty helped have happen. So for now, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That always helps. Share with your friends. The more people that watch, the more people that will accidentally see this whenever it'll show up in their YouTube feeds. So think about that. If you like it, you want other people to see it, you want me to keep doing this stuff, share it out there. But I want to thank you again, and we'll see you all next lucky time.